So here we go. It's time for another podcast, July, and it's a nice Tuesday. Big group today, like 17, and started the video a little earlier than usual so we can get some of the view of the Peloton. See Marcel there. We see Kevin, who hasn't been there for a long time. Got John, and we have celebrity in our group today. So that would be Diana Hassel, previous winner of Ironman Hawaii age group a few times, half Ironman, totally strong. Honored to have her, and her husband Dean is a longtime participant. In the back, we've got Mike Wita, and we see Ilka and some of the others as we approach the stop sign, and it is sure to be a good one today. Lots of Rio kit, so it could be that they are working together. We'll find out. A couple of OSI guys, that would be me and Matthew Michaels, and some Fort Collins team people. So it's looking like we're getting more and more people that are kitted out to the event. We make the stop, except for one guy. And clearly, he doesn't listen to my videos or doesn't really understand. We're trying to do it better and cleaner, bringing some of the old school ways, which I'm trying to curb. Anyway, it's go time. Lots of pretty red, and there's the Rio guys. I know that Dean has an event this coming Sunday, so he's not going to be participating too much, but he will be doing a couple of hard intervals. So we'll be looking to stay on his wheel. So Ian gets it out started, and the pace is just a little too pedestrian for me. It's nice that he's out there and trying or whatever, but let's get the party really going. I go to the front, and my legs are just a little bit soft from doing the Firecracker 50 mountain bike race a couple of days ago on a Sunday. In any case, this is good training so that I can eventually do the Ned Gravel, which is like 66 miles with 8,000 feet of vertical, and feel comfortable. So I really need some hard efforts in a row. I'm leading, and we see behind Dean has a nice position. We see John back there, and the wattage is fairly good. I'm not going super hard, but keep it in the 200s or so. It's a good thing. Looking up the road, we see clear skies as we approach the top of the first little rise, and this always softens people up. There's not much wind today, so I'm suspecting that the group will stay together, and with a big posse like this, it most certainly will. Dean heading to the front, and I am somewhat grateful. Takes a little bit of wattage to slot in, but I'm glad the respect is given to me to allow me to get a position in the third slot. Because there's nothing worse than if you're one of the guys that's up front working and there's like wheel suckers taking up a slot where there's a little bit of shelter or you're too far back and you get hosed because I understand they're getting theirs or whatever, but they're kind of in your way a little bit. And they're all good, but if there's a little bit of shelter to be had after you've done some work, I like it. Anyway, we got Wilhelm looking pretty strong in the Rio kit. So it looks like up front we got Team Rio and Team Old School, followed by everybody else. And the first city team guys are way back there. So here comes this corner. Dean's still working pretty hard. And somebody else's car, I think it was Dean, but that car is like 200 yards up the road. But it keeps people sane anyhow. Looking behind, everyone looks sharp. Rules of engagement have been adhered to, and we are a ramming and a thumping. And speed looks good. Like we're doing 28, 29 miles an hour, because Dean is up there doing that whole interval thing, probably putting out 400 plus watts. Everybody is strung out and looking strong today. The summer has gone well. Zwift, etc., is making everybody tight. Plus the COVID being over and the group rides once again in full swing, everybody is getting their game on, and there are not many people that have been left. I'm wondering what kind of selection we're going to have. So when I was up here, I didn't know, and I knew we were going pretty hard, but I was hoping that something would happen. Thus far, Matthew Michaels, and this week he has managed to put his batteries in his Di2 so he can once again contribute. And there's nothing better than sitting behind the big men up there. And my draft couldn't get any better. Looking behind, not much selection's been made. And here comes Justin. And I remember when he did this, he came flying up. So big wattage thrown here. You look at mine, jumping up 300, almost 400 watts. Yeah, 400, 440, just to get back on this train. So we look back to see if that was enough to do any damage. But people are pretty comfortable back there. Oh, they got John Lawler of Corn Doggies, the owner. So if you guys like Corn Doggies, you should go out and buy some of his stuff. He's a good rider, supports cycling. It's a good thing. So we're up there at front. Nice little blinky from Justin as he pulls off, and the GC men take over once again. What is that flapping? Justin, no, that's Watts being bled off. You got to get a tighter jersey. Look at that. Now that's a good illustration, people, of Watts being bled off. Now take a look at Wilhelm here, right? His stuff is tight. The Rio guys have their stuff fitted. There are no Watts being bled off there anyhow. So people are still in the mix. John's back there. I see some of the First City team guys whose names I don't know. I got to get them because if they're going to be players, I need to be giving people credit where credit is due. Still strung out, and the big men are throwing it down. And if I'm sitting in, I'm looking at my wattage, high 100, 200, sometimes even 300, just sitting in. But yet, no real selection has been made yet. But this is good work. Looks like my heart rate's 142, and it really isn't. I don't know what it is. I have the Wahoo and the Garmin straps, and they have not been doing it for me. I don't know if I've got some kind of irregular heartbeat or something, but it is not picking it up. But everybody is just strung out. Dean does his nice pull and comes off after doing an interval. Super nice that he brought Diana out there to play. So to get more of the Rio kit out there, and their kits actually look really sharp, especially on camera. Look at the shoulders there on Wilhelm. Rio, Rio, Rio. So if you're one of the Rio team guys, it's like one of their elite team, and you got camera time, great advertisement for the Rio. So no doubt, Matthew Michaels is up front, and I have a good seat here. It wouldn't be as bad to be back further with better draft, but Matthew's pretty good, and I'm happy to be here because there's nothing worse than getting caught behind some people that are falling off, and then you get gapped, etc. Yep, and that move was enough to create the first separation, which is excellent. So now it's the big men and the GC men come to the front. Wilhelm coming to the front driving, and this looks like Greg in a First City kit. I'm gonna have to chat with him about that because I'm used to seeing him in red. So I don't know if he's riding for a team or he bought some stuff off of eBay. I don't know. John Lawyer looking good. And it looks like Justin has managed to tack on to the back there. And Diana is with us. So this is going to be very interesting. Speeds are still really good. 23, 24, throwing out some good watts. Let's see what's going to happen next. But I'm comfortable. My legs are a little bit soft from the race, but at this point, nothing crazy. So it's exactly what I wanted. I'm getting some good workout. It's hard because if I don't do this, my little Garmin watch, the fancy one, when I'm done, it'll just say unproductive or maintaining. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for productive. I want to see high, reasonable aerobic and anaerobic scores. So here we go. First City guy, don't know his name, got to get it. He goes to the front, nice little acceleration. And the wattage kicks up. You can see mine 350 just to stay in contact, 400, 470, 500 watts. Yeah, that was, I guess, maybe that was even an attack because if I'm putting in like 500 watts to stay in there, that's going to be something. Yeah, and you can see the surge back there. Justin hanging on, Diana caught off guard a little bit. Matthew Michaels easily able to cover this move, and it looks like it's going to be short-lived. Wattage backing off a little bit of coasting, and maybe we got a little more acceleration. Thank you for your work as we pull off. But the consistency of Matthew Michaels is just impressive. He just sits out there, not looking for help, not wanting any help, no suffering, just smooth. And here it looks like we have pretty much the final selection. John Lawler looking good, and I should mention that he's an ex-TTH rider. Put on a little weight over the winter, but definitely a man to be reckoned with. Clearly over 1,000, 1,100 watt sprint, so he's one to watch out for. Got Justin back there. You never want to tow Justin to the line. I keep saying it every week, but he's a danger man. So we got two guys in here that are capable of 1,100 watt sprints or more. Wilhelm looking good, and it looks like it's a little too much for our First City team member, and Diana has lost contact. I'm guessing maybe she also is tapering for the race on Sunday, so there's no need to throw it down and put this much effort to go into the red. So here we go. Matthew, Michael's throwing it down, standing up, getting a little force there, and I'm forced to dig in and go over 300 watts. So at this point, my legs are pretty much screaming, and the only reason I'm here is so that the camera is here to capture a little of something. John Law looking comfortable, Wilhelm looking comfortable, and there's Justin. Yeah, Danger Man on that Canyon 2021 Arrow Road. Very nice bike, probably, pushing a lot less watts than the rest of us. Oh, but he's unhitched. So this looks like the final selection, the final four. So we got Old School and Rio, and here's the big move, and I really couldn't do anything at this point. I tried to go next to Matthew Michaels, but you know, from Sunday didn't have anything. So it looks like I think Wilhelm gets this one. Nice little sprint and held on nicely. Did work and came around for the sprint. Very nice. So a good time was had by all. I really liked this one. It was exciting. Lots of team members out, especially like with celebrity. I guess you've noticed in the group, it's been pretty safe. Nobody out on the road doing anything crazy. And that's what we want to do. We want to represent cycling in a positive light, and we want to be adhering to the rules, paying attention, being safe. And you could see that that was a pretty safe sprint. There's the stop sign. Wish I could have been a little closer, but pretty happy with how my legs performed given the effort that I had put out on Sunday. So my form is coming along well, and can't say anything more. Well done, everyone. Party on, and we shall see you at the next podcast.